Have you ever found yourself staring at a long to-do list, telling yourself you'll get to it later, only to realize that later never really comes? Or maybe you start working on something, then get distracted by something else, and before you know it, hours have passed and nothing is done. We've all been there. The struggle with procrastination is real. But here's the thing. Procrastination is not a permanent part of who you are. It's something you can conquer. And today, we're going to talk about how to stop procrastinating and take action, starting now. So why do we procrastinate? Why do we put things off even when we know the tasks are important? Procrastination isn't about laziness. It's often linked to fear, stress, and a lack of clarity. Maybe you're afraid you won't do something perfectly, or maybe you're overwhelmed by the size of the task in front of you. Instead of diving in, you put it off, hoping the anxiety will disappear on its own. But it doesn't. The more you avoid it, the harder it becomes. Point 1. Understanding procrastination. Let's break down what's really happening when you procrastinate. It's like a cycle. You feel the pressure of a task. Maybe it's writing an important paper, starting a project, or even doing laundry. The pressure feels like too much. You start to feel anxious, maybe even a little overwhelmed. Instead of facing it head-on, you avoid it. You find something that feels easier to do, like checking your social media or binge-watching a TV show. But here's the catch. The more you avoid it, the more anxious you feel and the worse it gets. Procrastination creates a vicious cycle. Now this may sound familiar, but here's the good news. You have the power to break that cycle. The key is understanding that procrastination is often driven by emotion, not logic. So the solution isn't just about forcing yourself to work harder, it's about changing your mindset and breaking down tasks in a way that makes them feel more manageable. Point 2. The power of small wins. One of the most powerful techniques to combat procrastination is the small wins approach. Have you ever noticed that when you start with a small, easy task, you start building momentum? That sense of accomplishment motivates you to keep going. Let's say you need to write a report. Instead of thinking, I have to write this huge report, break it down. Start with just writing the introduction, then maybe just one paragraph. Before you know it, you've written 500 words, and that huge task doesn't seem so daunting anymore. That's how small wins work. Point 3. Setting clear and achievable goals. Another key to overcoming procrastination is setting clear, achievable goals. We often procrastinate when our goals are vague or too big. Think about it. If you say, I'm going to get fit, that's a huge open-ended goal. But if you say, I'll walk for 20 minutes today, that's clear and achievable. And as you check off each small goal, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment that keeps you moving forward. Point 4. Why perfectionism is the enemy of progress. Perfectionism is one of the main reasons people procrastinate. We want things to be perfect, so we spend all our energy trying to get everything just right. But here's the truth. Perfectionism doesn't get things done. It holds us back from even starting. It's better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing at all. Remember, action creates progress. You can always revise, adjust, and improve, but only if you get started. Point 5. Embracing the 5-minute rule. Have you ever heard of the 5-minute rule? It's simple. Commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. Once you get started, you might find that you're motivated to keep going. And even if you stop after 5 minutes, you've made progress. Let's say you're avoiding a workout. Tell yourself, I'll just do 5 minutes. Once you start, you might realize that you're actually enjoying it, and the next thing you know, you've done a full 30-minute workout. Point 6. Changing your environment for success. Your environment plays a huge role in your ability to focus and avoid distractions. If you're constantly surrounded by things that pull you away from your work, like your phone, the TV, or even a messy desk, it's hard to stay productive. One way to overcome procrastination is by changing your environment. Set up a clean, quiet space for work, turn off notifications, and create a place where you can focus. You'd be surprised how much your environment can impact your ability to get things done. So, there you have it. How to overcome procrastination and start hustling. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Break down your tasks, set clear goals, embrace progress over perfection, and hold yourself accountable. The most important thing is to take that first step. Once you start, the momentum will carry you forward. So, what are you waiting for? Start today. Take action. Get it done.